Hello.
Brian, how you doing? This is Jim Pataki from 6 Nick and Right Radio.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Pretty good, Brian. Do you have a couple minutes for us?
Oh, absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, I just want to remind our listeners that this is brought to you by Andre Champagne. And if you're going to be drinking champagne, you might as well make an Andre. Brian, let's get right to it. Tough week last week. Why don't you kind of give us a little bit of feedback on what happened there and what sort of adjustments you're looking to make coming into this week?
Well, Jim, I'm just going to put it to you plain and simply. We sucked. We couldn't pass the ball. We couldn't catch the ball. We couldn't run the ball. We sucked.
Well, I guess it's pretty blunt. Getting to this week, now, you and I both know who we're playing this week. Let's just get right to it. Would you say that this matchup, where we're headed, there are no roads?
I would completely agree with your assessment there, Jim. I was originally planning on having an away game this weekend up in New York City for this marvelous showdown, but appears that due to some travel difficulties, that will no longer be occurring.
Yeah, that's for another time, Brian. But let's take a look at your roster here. You're projected to get 147 points.
Yeah, I wouldn't do much into that.
And what I'm trying to figure out, Brian, is that you're in the last place of the league. This is the last place matchup.
Bottom of the barrel.
The bottom of the barrel. The loser of this matchup is unquestionably going to be in last place. Who would have thought that coming into this year?
I mean, we were both high on our teams.
Very, very high. I mean, one might, if we could recall back to the draft night, I do remember some people saying that you had the greatest draft of all time.
That's correct. I've never put too much into what Mark Cherry said about squads in the past, and clearly he was wrong about mine because I'm really sucking it up here.
On that note, where are you trying to make some improvements? Obviously, Aaron Rodgers hasn't played up to expectations, and I'm probably jinxed myself right there by saying that. But where do you look to get the biggest improvement coming into this week?
Jim, I really look at my team here and see two areas of major improvement. The quarterback play has been subpar, to say the least. I think we're having a lot of problems with the offensive line protecting the quarterback, and the wide receivers have not lived up to their hype. We've got Jordy Nelson, Marcus Colston, Brandon Lloyd. Great quarterbacks thrown to them, haven't got the job done. We're looking to potentially, expand through the waiver wire. Got the number one waiver slot here. Looking at the possibility, we were very high on adding Tevin Smith, but apparently he's doubtful for this week.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know, too much about, your plans on the waiver wires. Is a trade out of the question for you down the road here?
Jim, we're not ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater quite yet. We're going to give this a couple more weeks. It's still early in the season. We're trying to remain positive. There's just been a lot of inconsistency in play. We're encouraged by NJD's performance this week. We think we've got something in Alfred Morris until Shanahan moves to his next running back, which is inevitable. Probably our most consistent performer to date has been Seabass, and it's no wonder why he was taken number one overall in the 2000 draft.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's absolutely no question that Seabass has been your most consistent player. Talk a little bit about the matchup this week. Obviously, this is a personal matchup for you.
It is.
This is a rematch of the championship a couple years ago.
A lot of history here.
A lot of history here. A lot of bad blood.
Yeah.
Does that factor into your preparation this week? Is there some extra motivation there?
Yeah, I think there's certainly some extra motivation from our players. I mean, a lot of these guys are new to the squad, but some of them are return performers. They know the history here. They know that there's no love lost between these two teams, and I think they really stepped the game up a little bit to play, which I will go ahead and say that will result in a victory.
So you're going on record right now saying that you will have a victory this week over the Pilots, who have been grounded, as they say.
That's correct, Jim. I will go on record as saying I will have a victory, not only victory, but a dominant victory over the Pilots this week. I really think this is a real opportunity for us to change our season around.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a make-or-break game for both teams. Obviously, the pundits out there have you as a extremely high favorite. Obviously, Goulet hasn't put any money on this game just yet. But I'm sure that he will be reaching out to Hank and putting some cash on this. But I digress. Brian, there have been a lot of talk out there that you were overhyped coming into the year. How do you respond to those critics? And, what is kind of the mood in the locker room right now? You're sitting at 1-2, projected to win the league by, essentially, you might as well call it the Madden cover curse. Has that played any factor into it?
Yeah, Jim, I think right now we're just struggling to gel as a team. As I said before, there's been a lot of inconsistency from week to week here, and right now we're just struggling to really put it all together for a full team effort. I think that's what we're going to focus on this week in practice, make sure that we get full play from the quarterback position all the way down to our most consistent performer in Sebastian Janikowski. And just move on from there. And, as we talked about earlier, we've got a little extra motivation going against the Pilots this week.
Sure, absolutely. You're trying to invade first class, as they say. Brian, the last question I'll ask you here is, there's obviously a lot of controversy last night in Seattle.
Sure.
And your team captain, Aaron Rodgers, was a major player in that.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of give us the, what was he saying after that game? What was the feeling? Obviously, you gotta believe that he was pretty frustrated, but, why don't you tell us, straight from the horse's mouth, what is his mindset going to be coming into this week?
Obviously Aaron was upset. We all were upset with the outcome of last night, but, bottom line, there's 4 quarters in the game. We could have won that. Offensive line protection was, subpar. We expect more out of Aaron, and I'm going to go ahead and go on record once again, and we're going to call out A-Rod as the team captain here for bigger performance this week and going forward.
Well, I appreciate your time, Brian, and I wish you nothing but the worst of luck this week. But hey, if we need to reschedule our New York meeting, then, I'm looking forward to doing that. Otherwise, Godspeed, and I hear you're getting married, is that true?
Oh, that is true, at least as of right now.
As of right now, until
I could probably mess that up in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Just before we get off the air here, sure. I'd just like to give a quick shout out to my good friend, CBS announcer Jerry Sandusky. I know it's been a tough road for you, overcoming the obvious other partner in the Sandusky regime, and best of luck.
Yeah, and again, just for our viewers out there, that's Jerry with a G, not with a J, and there is no relation whatsoever. So, hey, you know what, Brian? That was awesome. I really appreciate your time today. I'll see you when I see you.
God bless.
All right, take care.